Okay, so I had a conversation with the court this morning. And I know, I think I scared her again. I didn't mean to. Um, but I was like, you know what? There will be video recording in this courtroom, and I will be doing it from my co-counsel, this thing. And it is my witness. I looked at the state statutes for Minnesota, and I do know that the Supreme Court allows note taking and video recording. And I also know that Sean said it was my rules, and I can, amend the rules. Lawyers and people defending themselves have the right to bring devices if they are considered evidence or note taking, and this is a note taking device. And I would argue with anyone over that merit that since I am the only person, the only one representing Stephen Philip Lindquist in this matter, I'm allowed to take note taking devices and such recording devices. And since Savea and Mia are of my blood, I don't want to call them property because that's not how I view them, but they are of my blood, and that gives me the right, to record this for them in the future and for myself for history. So much is lost in just written accounts of stuff, and I will be recording in court. I also had this other fascinating thing about nature. I'm sitting outside and in the house. I was thinking, what would happen? I'm not that I want this. I don't. But bees and flowers work together in this synchronicity or in this union that says they depend on each other. Flowers, depend on bees, and bees depend on flowers. Leaves depend on trees, and the trees themselves depend on leaves. I mean, without one or the other would die. Much is true about other natural things. So, I'm just saying that I consider this computer my co-counsel. And just like I did in the nursing board, when they were trying me, when I had permission from the Attorney General's office, I will be bringing this. And if they don't like it, if they say you can't, then I'll say, then the trial is over. And that's the judge's judgment then on Stephen, that he's going to rule in the order of the law, and I will still have control over the heart, which is more important than the law. And that's not always easy for law people to understand, you know? And speaking from the heart is not always easy for other people. It's not easy for children sometimes to hear. But children are beautiful about speaking from the heart because they can speak so freely. Yeah. Not that I'm a child, because I'm not. I was a long time ago. And this whole matter, it's not even, we've talked about this before. It's not even Stephen's trial. But I will make record of it. And I will bring my co-counsel. And that the court would have to say, they would have to have a whole new something. Define what co-counsel is, since co-counsel is another set of eyes and ears in the court. So is this device. And that's what I say co-counsel is. And I don't have to register co-counsel either, or witnesses. And since witnesses are recording devices, and they're allowed, then I will be bringing this one with me. I know you're thinking, how do you find these little loopholes all the time? Well, I work in it. So I would argue with the judge. I'm sure they're arguing right now. I can almost see them in their head going, oh shit, he's right. You can't disallow a witness or a co-counsel in court, even in the matters of children. Children are usually in the middle of family disputes anyways. I've been arguing with him a lot about the semantics. That's what they called it. And I was like, don't use your psycholinguistic garbage that I created on me, And so I they keep bringing up, well, this is in the custody of Stephen Philip Lindquist and Tara Beth Keynes. I said, no, that is not important. Tara Beth Keynes and Stephen Philip Lindquist are not important in this court matter. What's important is Savea Beth Lindquist and Mia Frances Lindquist. And I've said that from the beginning. And I keep getting dragged into the other issue of, the custody. No one has any authority over who has custody of my soul. Since I carry the other souls with me, I have pretty much custody of all of them. And that is, my saving grace. That regardless of this trial or this farce, I can still walk away with it knowing that I have the souls that I do have. And think that be weird or unusual, that's fine. Think that, but that's my belief. And that's pretty hard to argue with. So, yeah. So I will be bringing it. Since, they're going to call witnesses against me. I can't wait to be, yes, I did that. Yes, yes, yes. I admit it. Yes, yes. All of it. All of it. All of it. That was my life. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm proud of it. And the rest of those judges be damned if they're not. I don't care. I have never accepted judgment on myself like that. I mean, myself being this body that I'm in. I have never, so. It's funny. Sometimes I think, I think about the ways my mind works and how I get confronted with a problem, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna, and then we're gonna figure it out. Yeah, pretty much. And that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Fighting back. I said I would never give up. Getting those two back in their physical bodies. Those souls back in their physical bodies to be with Stephen. And it won't. Once, if they do not allow this, if I ask for it in writing again, an order in writing, I told him there are no more motions before the court. The court of gestures. There is no one with more authority than Stephen Philip Lindquist. And not that I ever wanted that, you know. I know what happens when that happens. Sean keeps saying, well, you're helping her. I'm like, if I'm helping her, what's going to end up happening probably is that once it's all over, she's going to say, oh my God, what did I do to you? You know, and then I'll leave. I'll walk away from her. You know? I said it won't be in another, and I'll always remember, how far back my memory goes. And I also remember what else, you know. We'll see. You know. All right. I'll talk to you later. I'm sure I'll have a different angle here, like in a different room later. All right. Bye.